Hey Libra, this is Perrymore Tarot's daily reading for October 13th, 2025. This is for Libra. Last shuffle is coming out for Libra. Now we have a consciousness of lack. Some of you may be aware that you may have spent time. Sometimes that means that I spent a lot of time in a certain direction and maybe didn't cultivate another aspect of life. As you see, the heart looks like it's made of stone and maybe icy, but the only thing that has color is the property and the gold. like you know so you may feel as though you put a lot more energy into creating a life for yourself, maybe even pursuing a career path, or at least focusing on that more, even if you haven't decided yet, right? Because you could be young still, like in your 20s, which is difficult. I find it to be so odd because the culture I come from, they we get at least up to our 30s to really get it together, because we already understand that in your 20s is you're a young adult and you're figuring things out, right? And so you get a lot of time to develop who you are. And in the meantime, you're able to save your money, you're able to really establish yourself, and go get an education and such. Even if you were to have a family, it's like the whole family was living at, we'd have that anchor person in America or something. We'd all be like, okay, we're all going to stay here at our aunt's house or our grandma's house or granddad, and until we are able to finish our education. Spouse is there too with the children. The children get the benefit of having a village, right? And then we find ourselves so deeply, we just love each other so much, we spend so much time together that it's like, please buy a house down the street. Now you got the money, we all can live well, we all take vacations together. It's a beautiful thing that I was seeing. But what I see here is someone who is now saying, you know what, I want to focus on a family, or want to focus on maybe happiness, right? Doing things because it makes us happy. There may be some things about the pursuit of money, the pursuit of status, legacy, material goods, resources, that kind of thing, that you may now feel isn't the best thing anymore. Like, it's not making you happy. You may have what you need now. Some of you, right? Maybe like, I've established that. I know what that is. Now I want to follow my passions. And some of you may be saying, I don't know what my purpose is. I just want to follow my passions now. So there's a lot of that going on. So however, wherever you fall, because if we're saying that there's a consciousness of lack, that means you're aware that you are not happy and you don't feel free enough to pursue your happiness at this point. And that could mean that, I was telling young people this oh my gosh, all last year, I knew some young 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds, and they're like, we're just going to move out and figure it out. We're just going to get a job. They couldn't wait to get a job, couldn't wait to get to this and go to school and do this. And I was like, that's great. But once you start working, you're never going to stop ever. Like, unless you come up with a great business idea, or you invest your money in an IRA very early on and really pour a lot of it into it early, you might find yourself, you know, working for the rest of your life. And there's no pensions like there were in the 70s, man, in the 60s. Not like it used to be. It seemed like every job you went to, you worked there for that long, you were guaranteed some pension or something, right? Nowadays, it's like hard to come by. Everybody's part time now. So I'm looking at this and saying, hey, well, it's time. Spirit is giving you an opportunity now to see your scope of opportunities, giving you an idea within the next few months. These are your options here. So today may be that day where you're looking at your life going, I mean, I'm making money, or I'm doing this, or I have something set up, or I have an idea, but I also want to have freedom to pursue some creative passion of mine, or I actually want to do something with my passion. So the honoring path with the moon, the chariot, three of pentacles, and six of swords is, you got to go towards what makes you feel better, what makes you feel clear. Um, angel number 0550 is in this, and it speaks about how you need to get out, get some fresh air, spend some time with your friends. And if you're saying I'm not the one with friends, because I can relate. I work so much I don't even pay attention to that in my life at this point, so I can relate. um but you want to take a look around you, because it seems as though, and now this is going to sound, it seems as though things bloom for you. You may be that person that walks outside and a butterfly is preening itself in front of you first, and you're like, wow, it really took its time to spread its wings and show me all their colors, and then it flew away and it flittered around me first. So, you can marvel at the beauty, the natural beauty of it. You may find that those things happen to you quite often. And if not today, maybe you might find that things happen like very often, like that, right? Oh, those flowers hardly ever, I never saw those flowers bloom, and boom, they're blooming. And there's a lot of natural beauty around you, and spirit wants you to look at that, to see it. It will be a very inspirational thing for you to see these things bloom, because you are also just like these things, a natural beauty, a natural wonder that has yet to spread its wings. You know, put your charisma to use everywhere. Spread your charm. Be that charming, amazing person that you are, right? I'm seeing you being involved very soon, and it's some exciting new project, even going out on a date. Some of you, if you are saying, I don't even make time for love, I didn't even make time for a relationship, I'm seeing these things happening for you. Planning and action is Ace of Cups and Judgment. This is about doing something new. Leisure time, spending time with friends, spending time with a loved one, either rekindling that flame or finding a new flame. I'm seeing that energy being possible. I'm seeing within the next few months you having this in your life. If you don't already, you have so many options. I've seen it before, but not this plentiful. They're showing a lot of options. You want to look into your Venus and Moon placements, because they're showing that some of you may feel suppressed in the love sector a little bit, that you may have romantic feelings, but then automatically shut them down. Someone does this. I don't know who, because they're bringing this up. That some of you have romantic feelings, and then you feel like it's dangerous, or it makes you scared, and you shut them down, or your thoughts creep in and tell you that this is not what you need to be focusing on, that no one's ever going to love and accept you, maybe, or you feel like it wouldn't work in the first place, and so, nah, I don't even want to do that. We better off friends. They want you to imagine all unwanted thoughts dissolving into light. I found out, and I didn't know, that everyone does not have intrusive thoughts. Not everyone. I literally met somebody, and I was like, that's an alien concept to me, that you're not bombarded with thoughts every day. My brain is like a computer screen with like 100 windows open, just minimized in different spots. All day long, right? It takes a lot for me to go to sleep. I have to be physically tired beyond thought to go to sleep. I think it's infuriating to some of my relatives. I do, because I have the TV on, or I'm reading a book, or I'm listening to a podcast or something before I go to sleep. But they're showing. I'm only bringing this up because of the intrusive thought aspect, and I recall, just, it was actually a couple of days ago, I was talking to someone, and they were just like, no, not unless I force the thought. Like, I have to make myself think about it. And I'm like, man, voices are just talking to me all the time. And then I'm already thinking and going off on a tangent somewhere. It takes a lot for me to be focused doing this, I'm telling you, because I go off on tangents in my mind a lot. And I hear songs that go with what's happening off the rip. It just jumps in like, oh, this. And I'm like, I don't know if I'm supposed to say it or what, but I'm going to say it, or else the song won't stop. Like the Lamb Chops, this is a song that never ends. It goes on. My brother used to love that song. Oh my gosh, he's 5, come home and just giggle his butt off like that is the funniest song ever. Like, all right. But family, here, I say brother, and here this goes. Knight of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. It feels like a lot of your family feels trapped. A lot of your family, they're trapped, and it's hard for them to move forward or move past something. They already feel like they failed. So I don't see them communicating with you. They may feel like they sabotaged the connection between you and them with this being here, and they may feel like they always mess things up. I feel that the family wants you to realize or know that you're here for a purpose, and there's something about your presence in their life that they are trying to tell you that was part of your purpose, is like you were meant to be in their life, even if they get in their own way and screw things up. Like you were meant to be there, you were meant to be here. This family could be someone that's connected to you through your mother, so that could be siblings, it could be just any relative connected through your mother. um, they they're wanting you to love and accept yourself, and to use your mind wisely, to focus on your purpose, and maybe not them or what they have done or failed to do. They may be just somewhat of a distraction just based on something I'm seeing here. It's like they feel like they screwed something up really badly. Um, yeah, golly. Hidden motivations is Three of Pentacles and the Magician. So many of you are trying to become independent of something. I see so many saying it's in my hands, I can do this. If you're not saying that, you should, or you should say things like, I love and accept myself as I am, and everything in my life works. Okay. Um, I feel I'm seeing the color or the fruit or the scent or the flavor of cherries, which tells me you're meant to live a more extraordinary life than what you're living. And usually that represents for me a root chakra. Root chakra would speak of our survival, our stability, grounded in our truth and who we are, and knowing what we want, material safety, that kind of thing. When it's balanced, you feel a sense of endurance. You're persistent about what you want. You focus on self-preservation. You don't overdo, overgive. You're not a doormat with your root chakra. Not saying that you with your root chakra balance, but I'm not saying you're a doormat at all. But also you feel connected to earth and nature, and you feel very sharp and astute if so if it's balanced. But when it's not balanced, it's like you may feel laziness, a sense. Everyone, I want to be honest with you, everybody brings this term up, right? And it's like now it's like a hot word, like narcissism, right? And all it really is more so like a really intense, well, it's not all it really is, but a lot of times it could just be that there's an intense focus on self. And so uh, when you don't feel stable, you are more focused on self. You're not really sure about what's to come, what's going to happen to you. So you might feel disconnected, you might be stressed, persistently anxious. You might feel a disrupted sense of security, like you just don't feel secure, and you feel unsafe. You might have pain in your lower body or internal organs. You would suffer from like colon issues, frequent constipation. You might have sciatic nerve issues in your legs, kidney and bladder issues, lower back pain, fear, a sense of powerlessness, like all this stuff, right? It goes down the list of you might even be attached to perceived sources of security. So this would be anything, you know, I feel secure if this or that happens. And that's not really security at all, right? As long as there's four walls around me, but you might be like the three little pigs, the four little walls made out of straw. You just feel secure because there's walls there, but they could be blown down by the wolf, um, so they're bringing this up, and the hidden motivations tells me that you may not be as confident about working with something in order to become independent, you might not um, feel confident with that. So yeah, I see that a lot of you have a lot of options. Some of you may feel codependent on your family and want to become independent. For my family dynamic to come up, because that was a hot topic, and then coming out, and I'm in America now, and I'm dealing with other people, and I'm realizing, I mean, I lived in America for most of my life anyway, but I was like first generation and lived exclusively with people who were not from this country for a long period of time, most of my formative years. And so it felt like I was just in America, not of it. So I go out into the world and I realize that is not how the world works. By 18, you're expected to know what the heck you're going to do. And if not, you work until you figure it out. And half the time you work so much, you never get time to figure it out. And it made me appreciate my family so much more. But however it goes, it's coming up in a sense where it may be difficult for you to see your options. And if you are feeling as though you have issues in the root chakra area, which is basically the base of the spine, right? Where your legs, your feet, your bones, all that stuff, right? So if your balance is great, but no harm in making sure it stays balanced. The things that you might want to do to help to balance it would be to listen to like 256 hertz. You want to look on YouTube and see if you can find that frequency on there, because they have a lot of frequencies and there's a lot of channels. But you can also just type in root chakra frequency and watch it come up, right? But you could use the crystals, or by wearing them, having them in your pocket, sit on your desk, put it in your car. You can even bathe with these crystals. I've literally put them in my bath before, or put them in my cup of water. But you would maybe not hematite, but I've done garnet and smoky quartz. But garnet, smoky quartz, bloodstone, red jasper, and hematite. Hematite is a heavy behind stone. I got a small one and I put it in my hand, and I almost felt like I had to go do like it's like, dang, thing is heavy, and it's a looks like, it feels and looks like a metal. But the oils that you want to use, so you like a diffuser, you want to put a few drops in your bath, you want to like wear it, use the spray, the scent. You do sandalwood, cedarwood, patchouli, frankincense. Let's see, sandalwood, cedarwood. Use both of those. Vetiver. I don't know if you pronounce it that way. Could it be vetiver? I don't know how you pronounce it. I've never heard that word spoken ever in my life. I've only seen it written, which is interesting. I read too much. Well, I don't. It's never too much. I read a lot and hardly speak it. You know, until I've committed it down to like, okay, if this is a fact, I've done the research, I've cross-referenced, I got it. Then I'll speak it. But then I'm like, wait a minute, I've never heard that word spoken, which is so fun, right? Isn't it fun to learn new things? Maybe it's just me. But either way, the diets you want to eat are like, the things you want to eat are like root vegetables, like potatoes, sweet potatoes, carrots, beets. You want to do like turnips, even anything that grows, and garlic, onion, those type of things. Uh, ginger, proteins, red fruits and foods like um, proteins like red meat, of course, and strawberries, things of that nature, right? So that would help you if you were suffering from these issues. But yeah, you could be dealing with a cancer heavily. Jeez. Um, I'm also seeing Gemini and Taurus. I'm also seeing Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. So you could be dealing with a Gemini Cancer cusp, or a Cancer Leo cusp, Taurus Gemini, Aries Taurus cusp. If you're not dealing with those signs, which you don't have to be, those signs could also be in your chart. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, my links are on my page. Peace, love, and light. Take care.